Good morning. Welcome to the third edition of Yoga Pants and Circumstance with Angel. That's me. Today I just want to touch on a few things. Hold on, I'm going to grab the glasses here. First of all, I don't know if anyone was raised the way I was, but my parents were a little bit older. My mom had me at 43, which she was in perfect health, don't get me wrong, but I basically was dieting since age 4. Most kids are a little bit chubby, not all, but you go through stages where you might be a little chubby. So I've literally dieted my entire life. That is so not good for your metabolism. As I'm finding out now, no more dieting. I'm just eating very healthy, trying to keep to a proper diet and eat the things that are best for me. Now, if you've watched any of my previous ones, I did mention that I've lost over 272 pounds. So unfortunately, I do have extra skin, and that's something I'll get into in a later broadcast about what you can do about that that's non-surgical, because I've been taking supplements for that. Something with our society, most people are judged by their size, by their appearance, which is very unfortunate because there's so many great people that get overlooked or judged. A lot of people, when they see a bigger person, they automatically assume that that person eats all day and eats like, I don't know if you've seen that program, My 500-Pound Life, but most people don't eat all day like that. That's just a chosen few, and that's up to them. But another thing to mention, if you're going to be shopping for clothes, shop Canadian, because if you don't, the sizes are never going to fit properly. Like large from China is maybe a small to medium here. Like it's just not the same. They don't have the same sizing charts, so don't go by that. I find Giant Tiger is pretty good for providing proper sizes for Canadian people, and I try to shop Canadian when I can. Even America, if you go to the States to shop, I can fit into a medium there because the sizes are just so different. So just be careful when you're shopping. Make sure you shop Canadian. Also, another thing, society has put so many labels on people. Like I've seen models that are supposedly plus size models. They're not plus size. They might be a large. They might have a few more curves than your average model who is stick thin, but they're still not plus size. And I have noticed that some places that carry plus size clothing, they're now looking to having more fashionable clothing, whereas before it was just the dresses just look like sacks. And I know because I was once almost a 4X and now I'm a large. So just be wary of that. And like I said before, you have to love yourself before you can make any change. And if you're able to do that, God bless you, because that's where you start. Start with yourself and start, boosting yourself up, because every little accomplishment is huge when it comes to losing weight. I just want to reach out to anybody that may be watching me for the first time. I'm not a very photogenic person. Remember, the camera adds 10 pounds too. So got rid of my double chin, which was a big thing, because now that I'm 57, it's harder and harder to get the elasticity back in your skin. I'm going to look into maybe taking some collagen for that at some point, but just here to encourage people, to help people, to let you know, it's not a rush. It took me almost 5 years to lose that much, and I had a lot of problems along the way that were kind of holding me up. I'm not blaming anybody for that. Just life happens, and health problems happen, cancer happened, things like that I've gotten through. So just remember to hold your head up high, love who you are, and go from there. It's going to get better, and the more you lose, you should feel better and better about yourself and get your confidence back. I'm slowly getting there. It's taken a long time, and there's still days that I feel like that huge girl. One of my friends, though, I hadn't talked to in about a year, she sent me a picture from 5 years ago when I was at my heaviest, and I started to cry. The minute I saw the picture, I was like, wow, because sometimes when you're that big, you don't realize until you see actual picture of it. And she said, can you send me a recent picture? Which I did, and she was like, wow, I wouldn't have recognized that you're the same person. Again, try not to judge people, because that's the worst thing you can do. I've always eaten like a bird, and I had a friend mention that to me, actually, a guy friend. He said, like, how many times was I at your place for supper? And he said, you hardly ate anything. I said, well, that's how I eat. That's how I've always eaten. Sometimes if you're in a very emotionally sad place, it can kind of affect your body. At least for me it did. Like, I was feeling horrible about myself, and it didn't matter what I did, I wasn't losing weight. Once I realized, you know what, I'm okay, and I'm happy with who I am, the weight started dropping. So, whatever kind of exercise you do, and you pair it with healthy food, you're going to succeed. Just keep going. God bless y'all. I'll talk to you again soon.